So do you know if Timmy will be coming back?
Would you like?
She wants to.
Good, okay.
And you like, and there's your agenda.
Thank you. Ms. Page to the rescue as always.
Are we,
We're live.
we're live?
Yeah.
Okay. I shall call this meeting to order at 8:11. We respectfully acknowledge that the Township of Cavan-Monaghan is located on the Treaty 20 Michisagi territory in the traditional territory of the Michisagi Anishinaabe. We offer our gratitude to First Nations for their care, for their teachings about these lands. May we honor these teachings. I'm going to call for approval of the agenda, but I would like to make one amendment to add a fourth check requisition. This would be, I actually wrote it down for you, Sarah.
I see it, yeah, 9.1.2.
Okay, this would be to the Millbrook Times, $226. This is for Christmas in the Village advertising. And the GL number is, I wrote down for you.
Yeah.
Have any other amendments?
Not for mine.
Okay. May I have a Sarah?
I will
One.
second it.
Two, Brian? Disclosure of pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof. Any?
No.
None.
We have no closed session. We have no delegations or presentations. Two sets of minutes are attached to what I handed you. The first set of minutes is not part of the published agenda because Bridget didn't have them. Would you like to take a moment to read over?
Sure. They're right here.
Mhm.
These are prepared by Sarah. I've had a look. I'm all good with it. Oh, Timmy was at our November 2 meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's
she's listed as being there.
Mhm. I looked at these actually when we prepared.
Yeah,
it's okay. I'll move them.
I'll second.
Okay. Before we forget. Now we have the second set of minutes attached to the package. These were published. This was our special meeting to approve the draft budget. And we had one check requisition there. Other than that, it's
Yeah, I'll move
very
that.
short minutes.
I'll second.
I like short minutes.
And business arising from the minutes, nothing there, reports. Treasury report. Now, I can't do a full treasury report because I can't tell you what checks have not cleared the bank. Because I'm not the treasurer. But what I did do is for the months of October and November, I printed off the bank activity and we have everything that went in labeled. I'm doing this primarily for our finance department. The GL lines are there. And except for the last two, this goes backwards in time. So October 3, there was a check, no, October 6, that I don't have the information for, but the finance department knows, because these checks were issued by the finance department, so I'll get those two checks filled in by the finance department. What they need to know more than anything is where the deposits came from.
Right.
You know, have a look there.
I see our tax levy, came-
Have a
the
minute.
tax levy was deposited in
The,
November, yeah,
the levy, yes,
that's good.
November 17th, $14,318.10.
Looks good to me, I'll move it.
So what do we want to call this?
I would just call it, it's why you
Is
call it
it
the
a
balance.
treasury report?
Well, you've called it the balance of the accounts, right?
Yeah, and we want to record what the balance in our account was as of November 30. It was $50,374.41.
Mhm.
So are we making a motion for the balance in the account? Is that what we're gonna?
Yeah, I think what we should do going forward, to be honest with you, for this one, for this report specifically, is just put, you know, the beginning balance, the plus, the minus, and the end balance. Like this detail is good, but I don't think, you know, for every meeting, I don't think we need to go through all that detail. Like, I think you can have it as backup. But you know what I'm saying, like, so you
I do need to, I do.
No, the
need
backup will be there, it'll be there. No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't put it there,
Okay.
and like, leave it there, but you know, we can go reference it if we wanted to.
Mhm.
But I think for the actual report itself, it would be good just to have opening balance X, transactions Y, closing balance Z.
Okay.
You know, for us to discuss, right? And then if you have any questions, all that information there to go with.
So,
Make sense?
so we don't need to.
No, no, we need to attach it, like, it's part of it, like, it's, like, 'cause that's what treasury needs, right?
Yeah.
So it could go in there, like, let's find out from them what's works best for them. For the sake of our meeting, I don't think we need to go line by line through it. Right. But obviously treasury does, or the finance department does. But for us, you know, what's important is, where do we start, what do we do, where do we end?
Next meeting
Mhm.
in January, I would like us to do a budget review, which means that we have the report from finance as well as this,
Mhm.
which I will prepare, attached to the agenda. In this case, the agenda had to be prepared before Bridget went on holiday.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I didn't have this ready.
Right, but I think, like, as we go into next year, like,
Mhm.
we don't need the full financial report every month. Like, you know, every quarter or so, we can kind of do a check and balance and see where we are. You know, but as long as we have the inputs and the outputs on a monthly
Right.
basis, we know what's going on. And then more of the financial snapshot every quarter, I think is probably the best way to go.
Exactly, yeah, I feel that the finance report once every 3 months.
So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this every month, but we don't need to discuss it line by line.
Not unless somebody has a question.
Right.
It's just there for reference and
Okay,
it's there for finance.
okay.
Makes sense?
And there's no issue with publishing this. This is our actual bank account, so
That I would have a question about,
I don't know.
but let's talk to finance and find out. Let's find out how they want that presented to them.
Okay,
And then that's what we'll incorporate.
okay.
Maybe
So
if that's exactly how they
So
want.
I'll need to know that before I do the minutes.
she needs to
No,
know.
because that's already in here. right?
No, it
That's already-
It isn't.
Sorry, it isn't.
Well, Kathy included it, but it's not part of the public agenda.
Okay, yeah, so let's talk to Kimberly when we get a chance, and
It's just a minor. You
I
know,
just-
included
because-
at back of,
there's a little bit, I don't know how quick we're starting to border into personal information disclosure, right?
Mhm,
Depending on what's in that,
right,
mhm,
yeah.
so we just gotta be careful then.
mhm. Okay, so I've distributed the
To us for now, yeah,
right, and we are going to report the balance, which I actually wrote down. As of November 30th was $50,374.41.
Yeah,
Can I make a suggestion there? Okay, it goes back to what I was just saying, right? So what we can say is our opening balance. The opening balance was 42,583. We had 7,226 withdrawals and 15,012 deposits, right? With a closing balance of 50,374. That makes sense?
mhm.
Take that much. And then going forward, that's all we really need to present.
Okay,
Okay.
I am providing this to finance, so they've got
Mhm.
a list.
They got the
Right.
details.
But I think we might be advised by finance that we have to publish in our minutes the deposits.
I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Like, I know definitely withdrawals. They won't. Deposits, I'm not so sure, but that's, let them decide. And what you have right there is, above and beyond, potentially. And if I agree with that, then let's just go with that.
I have to do it for them anyway,
Right.
until we get a treasurer.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're reporting deposits, total amount of deposits, total checks.
Opening
Cleared the bank.
budget, withdrawals, deposits, and then closing.
Right.
Got it. Okay. And then we have check requisitions. So they're listed in the agenda. We need to read them out.
Well, the Canadian Legion, Susan Rice, and Nova PC,
And Millbrook Times.
and the Nova. Correct.
Motion to
I will mention.
approve check requisitions.
Second.
I will just verbally report on Christmas in the Village finances. When all checks are in from vendors, we had 10 vendors and 3 have not paid. We had silent auction income of over $700.
Yes.
The big ticket item has not been paid. The leaf tickets at 450. And then we had $500 donated from Lions Club, which I have a check here. But for some reason, I'm not able to do mobile deposits, so I've got to take it to the bank. And I thought, well, maybe there are other checks in the mail for those 3 vendors that haven't paid because they were given the option to mail a check here.
Mhm.
So I thought, well, if there's checks here, I'll go to the bank all at once. So when all is said and done, I think we got $14 and some odd cents in the black. And that's to say that we had $800 net budget, and which would have been in the red.
Right.
That was planned on, and instead we're $14.74, something like that.
Congratulations.
Right.
Well done.
Now let's see if we collect all the money.
Yeah. Thanks, Sarah.
Still a positive.
It's a positive, yeah. And with that concludes the Treasury report. And marketing,
Okay,
yes.
I'm sorry, Kathy. Was the Christmas in the Village update? I put that under the marketing committee update.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's. I put marketing committee update, if any. I didn't know if Timmy would be there or not. So really what I gave on Christmas in the Village was more like a financial report. But the marketing committee update on Christmas in the Village, I guess that would be me too. And I don't think I want to talk about it. I don't think there's any need. We just care about the financials, right?
Right, and I'm gonna put those under the marketing committee update.
If
The only thing I'd add to the marketing, I think, social media presence has gone through the roof, like it's really, really picked up from where we were, so that's great. Great to see.
we have both Stacy and Timmy doing social media.
Yeah.
Mostly Stacy. at this
Yeah,
point.
no, and it's great, it's good to see us back having a presence.
And by the way, the applications for vendors, they all did apply through the website. And those applications went to Timmy and she just popped them over to me. So she's still working in the background and I'm communicating with her. And
Awesome.
she did offer to be here by Zoom. But at the time, I didn't think we were going to have anybody help us with that. So we also have, I don't know if I put this under marketing or not, but I think I should. Brittany, last name, I'm not going to remember,
I know
from
you're talking about-
Nexicom.
Yeah.
She is the new marketing person for Nexicom. And she helped a lot with Christmas in the Village. Nexicom was willing to provide indoor space. That didn't work out, but they did provide hydro to our one food vendor. And she's definitely interested in joining our board. She couldn't be at today's meeting and she wouldn't have been able to participate anyway until after she is appointed.
Mhm.
But
Has
she
she-
wanted to come.
Has she applied?
No.
Well, we need to get her to apply.
Mhm,
Move forward.
mhm. Should she reach out to Cindy on that or Bridget?
Either or. I would say.
Okay. Well, Bridget's well aware of her.
Okay.
And there are a couple of others that would like to come back to our board. Chloe and Stacy. Well, she was never on the board, but she's interested as well. So hopefully,
That's- Hand deliver them applications.
Stand there over them.
Exactly, as
Yeah.
they say.
Yeah.
With blood.
anyway, really excited to have Brittany.
Yeah, no, I think,
Mhm.
you know, it's,
Great.
We need representation from Nexicom
yeah, well, it's
because they are involved in everything we do.
Mhm.
moving to 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And Brittany, by the way, runs the Port Hope Fair.
Okay.
It's her other job.
I move to receive the marketing. Okay.
Okay,
I second it.
under general business, we have decorating committee update line.
Sure, so a big update. I mean, the Christmas stuff is in place today, which is great. It looks good. There were some issues with the shed, which seem to have been addressed, which is great. And just now they're get ready to plan for spring, summer.
I have something to add there. We have a question too. There was a food and the check requisite booth. Oops. This was a report that was given to you, Ryan, I think. And it explained something about. Says, I will explain these receipts in the decor report. No reimbursement required.
Right, so the decorating committee had funds that were donated to them last year, so they applied those funds to the decor.
By the Lions Club.
By the Lions.
Yeah, I think it was. And then They didn't spend all of it?
right? So they still have some petty cash of their own, so that's,
I need to include this in the minutes.
no, I would.
I think what they did is they took some of it out as a gift certificate from Peterborough Landscape Supply. And then they used this gift certificate to buy some stuff for the
Yeah.
winter planters. And it amounted to $176. What do I do with this?
Nothing.
Nothing? Finance doesn't need it?
Nope.
Well, I'll just, free stuff.
Great.
I will move to accept the decorating committee update.
One second.
All good.
Yes. AGM. So this has been put off twice. I'm told that we have to do it very early in January. And I'm going to suggest that it be a breakfast meeting.
Oh, why don't we? Because when's our first meeting in January? Is it the Thursday? Like the first Thursday?
Second,
So this,
we moved the meetings to the second Thursday, right? At the last meeting,
did we move all of them or just?
I thought we did. I thought we moved them all.
Maybe you're right. I think we did.
Yeah, we moved them all.
All right, so if it's the second Thursday of January, why don't we incorporate the AGM into our regular meeting? If we're not gonna do a bigger event. Or would you rather have it separate? Like, are you thinking of having a breakfast?
I would rather see the AGM in an open forum that doesn't get recorded. At the Legion,
Sure.
where people will attend.
Yeah, I mean, if it's,
Anything said.
I'm good either way.
oh yeah, I wasn't thinking. My thought was we have the AGM and then we move into our regular meeting, whether it's at the Legion or here.
Oh,
That works.
that's fine.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of separating or having here.
Right. If
I was
we,
just trying to think of efficiencies here.
I thought you were all gonna do it on our live meeting.
so we could go 8 to,
We can get our meeting out of the way and then have, yeah. Like, I don't know which way.
That would probably be easier because people hang around, people wanna talk and.
Yeah, so if we have we could, I doubt we're not gonna have much on a meeting agenda for next.
No, we're already mid-January or mid-December, probably. not.
I think we'll have a lot actually.
Okay.
I think we'll have a lot.
Then we should separate.
And I think that maybe out of the AGM, there could be, for one thing, I've got a request for a delegation. And,
Okay, let's do a separate.
yeah,
So what day makes sense, so the AGM,
can we,
but we need to book it now.
do you think it makes sense to do it in the morning
I didn't,
for the AGM?
Yeah.
We'll get more turnout.
Maybe.
We're into a new year, so we got a new budget. We could pay for breakfast. It doesn't have to be bacon and eggs. It can be croissants. I would prefer to have it like a continental breakfast so people can sit down and we can talk at the same time that they're drinking coffee, and we don't have to, it doesn't have to be a social occasion. It's like, let's do this. We're presenting the budget, we're explaining the budget, we're answering questions from the board. Okay.
no, I think the Legion's kind of synonymous, but bacon and eggs.
If y'all want bacon and eggs, they're happy to do it. It'll be $10 each. So far, the last two AGMs, they were willing to give us the hall for free. Which is very generous of them, I think. But
I think we need to obviously get a number, right? So we gotta get out there quick. So we gotta pick a date. We gotta look for our RSVPs. And we can give the regions sort of concept of numbers. And then we gotta prepare what it is you're gonna present at the AGM.
right,
As far as the food goes, keep it simple.
So our next meeting here will be January 11th.
right.
To have that AGM before that.
Right.
Right, so we need to present the budget to members. And we need to get the next meeting and approve it, because it has to get to finance, to get to council by the 18th. It's the latest.
Okay.
How about the Tuesday, the 9th? Mhm.
Should be okay.
His notebook is closed. To 10?
Oh, sorry, Tuesday. Yeah, yeah. I should- Assuming the region.
And is it up to you and I, Ryan, what we're serving for food? You
Yeah,
want to talk about that later?
Sorry.
Okay. So after this meeting, we'll go to the Legion and we'll make sure that date is available.
Do a track update. Wednesday.
Okay,
I don't know.
The 10th?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's our BIA
Yeah.
meeting.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think they're gonna have an issue when it's
Wrong.
that early in the morning.
All right, let's.
The only issue would be is if they've got to cook bacon and eggs and they don't have enough staff to do that for us.
Let's work out that logistics once we got the date down with them.
Okay, so 8 to 10 on the 9th.
So if we confirm that date, then we need to push out on social media and the for the numbers. And we should be for basic planning as well. Just so people are aware, so they can't come to us later and say.
Right.
Which they will.
My thought was that I would write something up. And I will send it to you, Brian, and actually to all of us, including Timmy, just to be like the Coles notes on the budget, why we're moving the levy up, which on a per business or per address basis, it's not going up that much because I think that we have 2 or 3 addresses being added.
Well, so some of it's being absorbed by new additions.
So the levy's going to go up.
The levy goes up.
Organically.
Distributions.
Yeah.
is less.
Yeah. Anyway, I will over the holidays write something up, and then I don't want to get into presenting something on a screen. I'd rather have it paper, hand it to everyone, and so they have it in advance, and then ask them to
Can I
come.
stand it? Screen.
You'd rather have it on the screen? Well, then we got to arrange that. If you would like to arrange that, I'm happy for you to arrange that. But I don't think it's,
I don't think it's rocket science to project these days,
okay,
but yeah.
But
I
you
think
gotta
it's
get
fair to
the-
have it.
but at the Legion, they don't have the equipment to do that I'm aware of.
But we'll sort of, I think there's stuff here we can use.
Happy if,
But I think it's, like, if people need to visually see it. Makes people like walk away with the paper, of course, but we're trying to get away with it.
I mean, people can always ask for it to be emailed. If they want it.
true,
I honestly hate walking in a meeting for to get this, and I'm not gonna take this advice, so it's a weird. But it's like,
I gave that to you because
I know,
not
there's
all of
extra.
it was.
I get it. But I mean, I've walked into many a meeting where there's a huge whack of pictures.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna walk.
And it's a waste of paper.
A waste of paper.
I was in one of those on Monday. And I agree, but I wasn't thinking this would be a huge whack of paper. I was thinking
Depends on how many people show up.
2 pages. One with the budget on it and the other with the.
Well,
goal.
typically what we've done in the last few is actually kind of created a few charts. So you can kind of see, try and see where the money goes.
Please, yes.
Mostly it's
I'm not equipped to do the charts.
it's in the spreadsheet I gave you, they're already there.
Yeah.
But we can
Happy if
Yeah.
you would like to do that. I would be very happy if you could.
yeah, no, I'll definitely,
Yeah.
I'll help you. set
And because it does certainly give a
context.
better picture
More
to,
context.
yes,
Yeah.
I agree. But I don't know that the capacity is at the Legion, so it would require us getting some equipment.
That's good.
Okay,
Figure this out. All right.
all right, now,
Well, maybe-
do we need a motion for that? I don't think we do.
No, it's direction. You and I will sort out the date and then publish it
Okay,
on social media, whatever, everything we can to advertise. Where AGM, where, how, who.
the Experience Ontario application is next on the agenda. I only put it on here because it's been brought to my attention multiple times by BIA. And also, I think it was brought to Sarah's attention by John Frizzle. I mentioned it to Ryan and you took it to Bridget.
I've looked into it, Bridget.
So
looked into
we-
it. The issue with it is it's meant for a much bigger audience than what we have, right? Like it's minimum.
5,000.
5,000, multiple day events.
It's got to be at least 2 days.
Exactly. So Bridget and I were discussing whether 2 days meant 2 days in a row. Or, potentially, two different days, but she's trying to work it to figure out whether it fits in, but at first pass,
It doesn't
it
look
looks
like
like it's way
we have
bigger.
the capacity.
Yeah,
Certainly not downtown. The only way, and I'd like to see this happen. I'd like to see it, but I don't think we're going to get it applied for by January 11th. We don't have the resources amongst the 3 of us to do it. I don't think, but I could see this happening at Kawartha Downs. And why not Kawartha Downs? Because they have been a huge contributor to our,
the other contender could potentially look there. But they would call. So.
but that would be the Fair Board that would do that.
Yeah, exactly.
They would,
Bridget was gonna do that, okay.
yeah,
So that, there's not a lot of candidates.
right. Well, I think we could be a candidate. This is offered every year. My understanding is because in my reading, I spent a lot of time, it showed all the organizations that put on events in the past.
Mhm.
So under this grant program. So
Yeah, but it's like,
it'll be offered again next
maybe
year.
like Havelock Jamboree, or Beats and
Mhm.
Hearts.
Yeah,
or,
yeah,
the Roncesvalles Festival, like it's
but it needs to
that
be,
scale.
it needs to be cultural.
Yeah.
It needs to be attracting tourists, which obviously the Jamboree in Havelock did. And I don't see any reason why that couldn't happen at Kawartha Downs and be a food, agricultural and food culinary.
Or maybe,
Yeah.
maybe let's put it on, the agenda for next year to figure out what we can do in 2025.
Right, and get
Yeah.
partners,
Can we work with
Like-
Kawartha Downs to?
work with, we don't have time to make application for this year. We'd have to go talk to Kawartha Downs
You're not gonna
right
do it.
now.
You're not gonna do it.
It's not gonna happen.
There's no proposal. So we'd have to kind of form a subcommittee of some sort to come up with what we would. And maybe Kawartha Downs already has stuff in the hopper. Maybe we partner in with some of that.
We would need, we definitely need partners. We need them. I think we need both Trent University and Fleming College.
Other not the township, but
Well, if we are the township.
they aren't in the township. But with Kawartha Downs, there is, obviously the point that when we first started talking with Kawartha Downs, they wanted to do some sort of cross collaboration. right?
Yes.
So that, tie the downtown.
Partners.
Different, but geographically, like they wanted to be able to bring things downtown as much as take downtown with them.
Mhm.
And maybe there's some sort of collaboration we can do there as well.
I would hope so.
So let's try to get back on.
Yeah. And put this on the agenda for 2024 to do something in 2025.
I think forming a committee to look at it is a good idea.
Yeah, and focus it. And
Yeah.
Like we can't do it at this table in these meetings.
No, it
Let's
takes
take
too much time.
And the application process is extensive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The only other thing I was gonna say in that, like I don't think it's really going to, is with our, well, we'll determine more after our AGM and figure out when our next year's festival is on it. Is we really, gotta get ahead of that. So that we're planning these things months in advance, obviously.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
felt the stress of, 3 weeks of Christmas in the village. Yes, we really have to get way ahead of that curve.
Absolutely. And I now know that you might have to change the application online to force people to look at all the fire code stuff. Because even a tent on the street that has nothing to do with barbecues or electricity or anything else still has to comply with the fire code.
Well, I don't know how much Bill went into it with us, but with you guys on that day, but maybe potentially asking him to come to one of our meetings and give us a bit of an educational rundown on what we gotta watch out for, what we need to know about this stuff. Might be worthwhile. Like maybe do it like February or something. And just, we don't want gotchas, right? And that's what we ended up with at the last minute was, do we comply or not comply? Nobody knew the answer to it. So we got a bit of a let, but we're not gonna get any more lets. We need to know.
And we need Cole's notes versions of
And I know the chief wants to work with us, so let's just reach out to him, I think, and I'll take that on. And I'll ask him to come to one meeting and January or February.
right. So
When we're between events and you don't have anything pressing.
Yeah,
Give us the Coles notes of what we need to do.
and public, because it is on the application when a vendor apply, but my reading of that, my interpretation was different from Bill's.
100%. So
So-
let him, he's.
If they even bothered to read it, and it's 5 pages.
Hey, so he's
Yeah.
God, so let's let him tell us what he's looking for and we can adjust for him. So I'll take that on. I'll get Bill to, I'll say February.
Right. But this is marketing committee, right, to understand.
This
More
is
so-
event committee. So, not like-
Well, it's one and the same.
Well, sure. They may have the same people, but they technically they should be two different committees, right? Because the marketing committee has got their tasks. Sure, they can be involved in some of the events, but the events will also pull other people into that committee.
So for each event, there could be a different committee, as there has been in the
Yeah,
past.
people will come and go for each event.
But our marketing committee is led by Timmy, and there should probably be an attendance by Bill at that, because the marketing committee has individuals on it that are not sitting on the board.
Well, once we get our board back, like if we're getting a couple more applications,
Mhm.
whoever, but marketing and events should be two separate committees. And we should have, if Timmy stays on marketing, that's cool, but we should also have somebody who is, the event liaison as well.
Realistically,
If we get the task. Yes and no. I mean, like I said, but the marketing committee, that doesn't need to be a part of every event. Like it can't be, it'll burn the money. Right, but you need event people to come and go for each event. And nobody can do all four events. No, sorry, yeah. There's the liaison.
Yeah.
With the people running the event, right? The people running the event, will swap in and out.
That's the hope.
That's the whole.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
whole.
the goal.
If it isn't, then we're gonna burn out.
I agree. Then we do either less events or something changes, because that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
The same people to do over and over and over again.
right, the January meeting will be a busy, because we'll discuss all of that then.
I think we have to put the call out like in January for
We can't-
people to join event committees, groups.
Well, we gotta get this,
Once we get
this
the date.
group back. We need more on this group, obviously. But then we also need recruiting these events groups ahead of you.
We can touch on this at the AGM as well.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
we
The
get a
agenda's the
turnout.
best time, because then we got the
All
audience.
It's fine for everyone to say, oh yeah, we love the events,
But you gotta contribute.
but
You gotta-
nobody
you gotta dig
wants to
together.
help run them, then. And then there's a question of, can we afford them? And what do we do with this money sitting in the bank account? Do we want that to go to events, or do we hang on to it anyway,
That's kind of
let's
for a
call for
budget meeting.
adjournment, because we're gonna talk ourselves
Do
silly.
we have correspondence?
No.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
I will move to adjourn.
There was something.
That's 8:53.
Got it.
Right. There should be on this. Everything you need.